Hi, Libra. Welcome to your July 2023 reading. I'm so excited to do this for you guys. Like, really, being a Libra rising, I don't always resonate with the readings that I do for Libras, but I often do. I am often in my Libra rising, which is like very finding justice, finding freedom, finding balance, like all of that stuff. So being a Libra rising is crazy, especially these days. Cannot wait for Pluto to leave Capricorn for good. But speaking of rising signs, we're starting Patreon subscriptions again. After a year of not having Patreon subscriptions, I had to cancel them last year because we had to get me into better health. And now that I'm doing well and I have good energy, I am doing what I love best again. Yay! So if you would like to support us, I will be dropping all of the rising sign astrology on the first of every month. And you'll also get a mid-month tarot reading for your sun, moon, rising sign. So all of that is available. The link is in the description box below. So if you click, someone asked me like, how do I find the description box? So if you click the more, with the title of this video, if you click more, there will be a drop down and you'll see that box. I think that's the thing that you click on it, but underneath this video, you click and you can see the description box, and it has my website, and it will show you that we still have 20% off my astrology and tarot readings until June 30th. Even if you decide to schedule in July, you can use that 20% off now. That will expire Friday, June 30th. So get in while you can if you would like to, especially with the live readings with me. Those are going to, they'll still be there. They're just not going to be as accessible. Like, I'm not going to do as many live readings as I am going to do recorded readings, because it's just easier for me to manage my energy with recorded readings. I'm sure you guys understand that, but I love doing them all, and I love connecting with all of you, and I love being, being able to talk with you through things and walk on this journey with you. It's kind of a crazy time right now. So if you'd like to hang out with me for a half hour or an hour, everything is on sale. Probably the lowest price you're going to see for a while. So get it while you can. Let's see, Libra, what it is that you're surrendering for July with the power of surrender. So the astrology for July, we're not going to talk about it here, but I have been working on them. And y'all, it's crazy. The astrology for July is friggin' crazy. And it's going to be super duper crazy for cardinal signs. Meaning you are a cardinal sign. It's like, when do we get a break? Like, this has been insane. Having Pluto in Capricorn has literally been insane. I can't wait until it's over. All right. Surrender to your full power. I love this card. It reminds me of the Strength card because there's a lion and a warrior on it. I love this card. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than, quote unquote, playing it small. Libra, surrender to your, see how beautiful that card is? Surrender to your full power. It is time. This is also for Libra suns and moons, not just for rising signs. The tarot is for everyone. And really, like, if you're a Libra Venus, you can probably listen for your Venus sign, or even your Mars sign, or even your Jupiter sign. Probably you might relate to some of these things too. Like, we are all of the zodiac. So if you looked at each of your planets and watched for those signs in that kind of theme, you'd probably be like, oh wow, I'm getting a whole bunch of information that I didn't realize I needed. So let's see. Surrender to your full power. So it's really time for you to stand up for yourself. And that makes a lot of sense. Not just stand up for yourself, show up for yourself. That makes a lot of sense, considering what the astrology is going to be. It's so interesting, you guys. So we get one card and then you're not talking anymore. We get the Two of Swords. So let's talk about the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a very apathetic card to me. It often feels like I know that there are decisions that I need to make. And this is such a Libra stance. Like, I am not surprised with us being air signs and being ruled by Venus. It's very Scarlett O'Hara like. You know, I'll think about that tomorrow. Two of Swords. I'll think about that. I'm not going to think about that today. I'm going to think about that tomorrow. That was a racist movie, but neither here nor there. The Two of Swords, we're not talking about that right now. The Two of Swords is very much, I know I have to make some decisions. I know I need to do things. I know that I have to wow, guys. I know I have to change the way that I do certain things. There are endings, imminent endings, so that there can be new beginnings. I love that the theme of change has been rolling across my Twitter timeline like crazy lately, because change is really one of the only things that we can count on in this world. Like, you know, I mean, change is inevitable. So there are decisions and choices and things that it's time for you to make. And I understand not wanting to make them. Like, part of it, I get it. I get part of it because it's like, I'm waiting for a sign. I'm waiting for that path to open up for me. I'm waiting for that threshold to open up for me. I think July is going to be that thing, but you can't be oblivious to it. That's where we can hurt ourselves, because if we are, I mean, like Cancer, 10th house Cancer for Libra, right? Or Libras, right? 10th house Cancer. If we are ignoring what we need to be paying attention to, if we are hiding ourselves when it's very obvious of what we're supposed to be doing. So we have Judgment right next to the Two of Swords, and then we have the Tower. You guys, you cannot hide from the things that have to be done. You cannot shrink away. And the funny thing is I feel like this Tower moment has already happened. And I feel like now it's almost like it's time to, 10 of Swords. This is a rough one, you guys. This is a rough one. I even wore my pretty dress with the pink flowers on it for you. And this is such a rough reading. 10 of Swords. And then we have the fire sign. This may also be you if you also have fire, like prominent fire placements in your chart, or it could be somebody else. I sort of feel like it's you. Something like coming into July, something is crumbling or has crumbled, and it was time. Like, it had to happen. So this is either happening to you right now, or it happened in June, or it could have happened prior to June. But there's absolutely a cycle that's ending for evolution's sake. The 10 of Swords is sometimes like going to the worst possible case scenario. And I think that that's why you're sort of, so the Two of Swords for me feels like compartmentalizing in this case. I feel like what we're doing is putting our head down and focusing on like this much, like tunnel vision, right? Like we're tunnel visioning life right there. And like, this is what I'm going to focus on. But see, here's the thing is surrendering to your full power means acceptance of the tower. Wow, that was Dr. Seuss like. I did not mean to do that, but I love it. Surrendering to your full power means accepting the tower. It's tough, but it's absolutely necessary. Let's clarify and see what the Two of Swords. Yeah, see, and here's the thing is even in your tunnel vision and even in your desire to compartmentalize things so you don't have to focus on the icky stuff. God, I know how that feels. Like I hate focusing on the icky stuff. It's like not fun at all. But there's, you know, it's necessary and incredibly necessary. So we have the rest of your reading here. But I feel like you already knew. It's almost as if the reason why you had tunnel vision and you were compartmentalizing is because you saw the shift coming and you were almost like, okay, I'm going to batten down the hatches, meaning like, I don't know where that saying came from. It feels very old fashioned, but I think it means like when you're having a big storm, like you have to like board up the windows. Or you have to like, you know, like make sure that everything isn't going to fall off the walls or whatever. I think that's what it's, I don't know if somebody could tell me where that came from, but for some reason I'm using that phrase, but that's what it feels like. It feels like you kind of were like, this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the sign from the universe, for the threshold to happen, for the next part of this phase for me to go into. And so we have the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune on the Two of Swords. So I love this, where you couldn't figure out what direction to go in before. Part of this is allowing, like, this is you going inward and like not focusing on what's happening around you. A lot of times we let the world dictate what we're going to do or how we're feeling. But you knew, it's like you already had this feeling that things were going to change. And so might that bring you peace until that change happens? Yeah. 10 of Pentacles on Judgment. Like I literally want to scream. It is time for your abundance. You deserve it. 10 of Pentacles. There's a closure so that there's a new beginning. It's like you're closing a chapter on what used to be your old creature comforts, whether that's a belief system. I know what it is for me. It just happened this morning. Actually, the aha moment happened to me this morning. So I'm letting belief systems fall away, you know, in order for me to believe that this abundance is mine. Because so now we're letting go of the old structures and the old ways of our comfort in order to find those new foundations and build something new. And it's almost as if your idea of what abundance looks like has changed, or what your idea of success has looked like. You know, it's changed. It's no longer can be measured in the way that it used to be. And by that, I mean, like, maybe in the past you wanted the big house and the big yard, or you wanted this and this and this and this and this, and you thought it was this with this particular person, and you thought it was, you know, in this particular town, and all of a sudden that's all changing because you made a decision to show up for yourself. Okay. See? Ace of Cups. On the Tower. How are you going to put the fires out? You're going to show up for yourself. You made a decision to show up for yourself. So you put the fires out with that love, because that's really the only thing that can really explain when you show up for yourself what you're doing. You're loving yourself. You're saying, I'm important after all these years of making everybody else more important than me. Now I'm important. And now I'm showing up for myself. And so you're able to put the flames out on that tower with that cup you're filling up. Creating a new kind of abundance, a new kind of success after that foundation falls. And where does it start, Libra? Within you. I just got goosebumps. Inside of you. And then we have Justice. Welcome to your reading, Libra. Thank you for showing up. Justice on the 10 of Swords. I have been feeling like justice is freedom lately. It's not just about getting what you want. It's not just about feeling like the other person deserved the bad parts, or it's not about giving somebody else their due. Justice is about freeing yourself. And the way that you free yourself, look how regal, you hold those scales. You decide what part of this is worthy of your energy. And you balance it out accordingly, right? That's the ending of that cycle. And the more you keep on showing up for yourself, and the more you keep on putting out those flames of the tower with love, because I guarantee you, Libra, this is not our last tower this year. The rest of this year and going into 2024 is quite a doozy. But the more you allow yourself to come out of that worst possible case scenario and let things end the way that they're meant to, the easier it is to move on. So you could be dealing with a fire sign. This could be you as a fire sign. But we have the Chariot on the Queen of Wands. For some reason, I really feel like you're the Queen of Wands, or you're dealing with an Aries energy, which is possible, but, or you could even be dealing with a Cancer. We have, there's the Chariot is very Cancerian, as well. And so the Chariot is about movement on your journey. And it's also about balance. If you look at the white and the black sphinxes carrying the Chariot, it's about balance. And it's about divine timing. I feel like there are going to be a lot of opportunities for you to show up, a lot of uncomfortable opportunities for you to show up for yourself in July. Some of them are going to be quite literal evolutionary. Like you'll be watching your evolution in real time and you're going to be like, holy crap, but you can't control what's happening here. We have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck, and you also can't ignore what's happening with the Eight of Pentacles. Sometimes the Eight of Pentacles is about not skipping the steps and making sure that you're paying attention to the details. But also the Eight of Pentacles is working yourself so hard that you're not paying attention to anything else. And there are absolutely some things that you already know. Remember the very beginning? Absolutely some things that you already know that you have to pay attention to, and you have to get the wheel turning on that. That Wheel of Fortune and this Chariot down here are both about divine timing, but we decide when it starts. We can delay it, which is what this Two of Swords over here keeps doing. We can delay the inevitable, or we can get that wheel turning for ourselves, and we can make changes that also change the course of our lives, but it's for the best in a lot of ways. Some of you are going through legal stuff, and all I can say to that is you'll get through it. Like you always do. It'll be fine. Okay? I love you guys. I hope to see some of you in the subscriptions and some of you face to face for readings. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.